Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Rika.
And Big Boy Summer here bringing you our part 2 of Engage Kiss. Hot or not?
I went through this whole anime, almost the entire anime, feeling as if Kisara was like the secret villain of the whole thing and that she was doing other underhanded things just the way that it was presented. And so I was quite shocked to find that she wasn't actually as bad as it seemed.
To be honest, there were elements where they were pointing us towards that conclusion the whole time. To be honest, there were elements where they were pointing us to every conclusion the whole time. It was very confusing a lot of the time. And there was so much information and so much side dealings and twists and turns and don't get me wrong, I'm all for good plot depth and complicated stories and whatnot, but at times I thought it was a bit too much.
I get what you mean. In regards to us feeling as if it was Kisara that was like the bad person, I feel like it was because she was so easily manipulated by any little thing that she said. You would just go along with whatever it was. And the fact that she was also removing memories that were actually linked to things that he needed to find out during his quest. He was missing key information, and it seemed weird that Kisara, although she's taken the memories, it was still weird that she didn't say. She could have said it to the cops involved. She could have mentioned it at any time, but if she took the memory, she would not say anything about what was going on, which made things a little bit more complicated than they needed to be. They could have figured out things a little bit earlier. It was just weird.
Yeah, Kisara not helping in certain situations was probably why the anime carried on going. That was the plot armor. Kisara's no help.
And on top of that, what I found really weird was the fact that she was giving away his memories in order to find his sister, but yet he was giving away his memories of his sister. Like, that was the ultimate goal, to find the sister, so why would you give away those memories? That's what made things a little bit confusing to me. But I did want to ask a question with regards to Miles. So, okay, I didn't really feel sad when he died because I feel like they didn't develop the relationship enough during the anime before the betrayal. However, after that point, the extra information that they gave us did kind of help that along after the fact. But with regards to Miles, he allowed life to be sacrificed so that his daughter could live. And then he took Shu in and has loved him, but he also was the person that allowed his dad to be killed and his sister to be taken. Is Miles a bad guy?
Oh. So in order to save his daughter, he decided that he was going to make a deal. Then he got his daughter saved, but in order to carry on the deal, he had to carry on doing the work. Because obviously that's how it works, you know, they got you in the back pocket now. And he did the right thing by looking after Shu, even though they could have just let him die there and then, and none of this would have happened and all the plans would have come to fruition, sort of thing. I'm not gonna lie, and I know it sounds bad, but if I was Miles, I would have probably done the same thing. Look, his daughter was dying, medical science wasn't helping, he prayed to God, that didn't happen. He went somewhere else and he got results. In terms of good and bad, he's bad. But in terms of would I do that, I would do it. Am I the bad guy?
I think Miles is a good guy.
Ooh.
That did a bad thing.
Oh.
Maybe a string of bad things.
A lot of bad things.
First of all, he saved Shu's life. Shu would have died. Second of all, that demon was going to kill Shu's dad regardless. There was nothing that was going to save it, and she was going to take Hannah. Him knowing wasn't going to prevent that. So that whole situation, the only thing he did was save a life there, and then not tell the truth about it. The stuff he did after the fact.
What, the betrayal, countless betrayals, the killing of different agents and all of that stuff.
How many agents did he kill? One. Payment. He bought a life with a life. You know,
he already spent that though.
Lives are how?
Shu's life or his dad's life?
No, Shu was like it was a bonus. Remember, the mother didn't give a crap whether he died or not. So he saved him as a bonus. So he saved a life. So there, he just collected a life by helping it. Then, but he's still got to pay for the life of his daughter, innit? His partner. he had to take the life. Lives are expensive. They're very valuable. What is our life worth? Money. It's something that cannot be quantified. It's a life.
I can't with you right now. I can't. Ruka, I can't. Ruka, do you hear yourself? You're coming like the Hidden Leaf Village's council right now. Go eradicate the entire Uchiha clan. Go on.
Okay, I'm being over the top, but at the same time, I don't think he was a bad person, seriously. He did do a bunch of bad things, and killing his partner was by far the worst. Someone who you trusted, someone who cared for you. I don't know how you could just shoot him, like, point blank as well. Like, it wasn't even like a distance thing where you can kind of remove yourself. He was standing in front of him and even talked to him and then still shot him in cold blood. That was grim. That was really grim to be able to do that.
In his defense.
Didn't you just tell me?
Listen. This is crucial. You could have shot him in the head, but he needed him to have good funeral pictures, so he shot him in the chest. I'm just saying, he did man a solid.
Nah, he didn't.
He was gonna die anyway.
No, that's messed up. The fact that he got caught almost immediately and he knew he could have gotten caught immediately, he might as well have just let his friend live and then still get caught. Like, he might as well. But let's move on from Miles. You can let us know whether you think he's good or bad in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. Or if you want, DM us on Bomb Anime Insta.
We also had the fact that Shu's mom, well, it wasn't really his mom. She was taken over by a demon and made Kana intentionally as a gate between the human and the demon world. But, like, why did she wait all this time? She knew where Kana was, it seemed.
As I said a little bit earlier, the whole plot was convoluted, but this is what I gathered from the plot to help you out here, because it took me a while to gather my head around this. So, it was Shu's dad who caused the explosion at the end in order to sink the whole hive. Yeah. Right? So that also obliterated Asmodeus, which was pretending to be Shu's mum. So Asmodeus went back to the demon world.
Yep, that's true.
So if Asmodeus is in the demon world, he can't do much in the real world, well, on Earth. And so whether knowing where Kana is or not is irrelevant, because everyone knew where Kana was, especially when Sharon decided to do that whole, look at this demon circle around the world, around this place. Look, it's right here. Everyone knew where they were. Everyone knew where it was. Asmodeus couldn't do nothing until, I guess, he got enough bodies or enough demons out or enough people before it could activate the gate so that Asmodeus could come out. But that's the way I see it. That it wasn't really Asmodeus trying to find Kana. It was a case of Kana coming into her own and opening the gate. It was a flimsy plot line, to be fair. One of many flimsy plot lines. So many holes. Because like, even if we go back to Miles, look at what you said to me while we were watching it. You've got all this surveillance, but you don't know what Miles is doing.
Right.
So...
And he didn't even leave, like, it's not like he was covering his tracks all that well. Like, he was just out here. Like, he should have been guessed ages ago, since you've got all this surveillance everywhere. It just doesn't seem to make any sense. I feel like this is the type of anime that would have benefited from seeing the flashbacks of the past littered throughout, where the audience would be able to figure it out before the protagonist, because the way that they exposed the truth sort of all together just made the plot holes glaringly obvious and made the weaknesses of the anime shine through. However, if they had done it bit by bit, you would have overlooked certain things. You would have been able to say, do you know what, that was a bit annoying, but I'll overlook it intentionally. But the way that they just crammed it in and was just like, oh, guess what? Look at all of these flashbacks all together and get the full picture. It was just kind of like, you're not even aware as a team that it's just not up to scratch.
There's a lot more they could have done as well. Different point of views. Having Shu's point of view most of the time was a bit stupid. Because, like, we're trying to follow an investigation where not everyone's coming to the picture with all the memories or all the information. And Shu is already lacking because he's losing memories left, right, and center as well. So it's just, yeah, it was hard to follow what was going on. So I had to stop it a lot of times and reread a lot of things. And I'm not even talking about the contract, which again was something else.
Yeah, and also, like, if Kisara knew that she wasn't actually really taking Shu's memories and converting it into power, why was she so intent in the end of him not giving her any more memories and saying how he wouldn't be himself and all this kind of stuff when she had literally no intention of actually really taking his memories and seemed to already have written into the contract how it could be ended, and only she was the one that knew about that, so she could end it at any point, and she knew that ending it would be giving him his memories. Also, why did she give away her own memories? Because yes, we know that she converted some of her own memories into power so that she could fight, but she also transferred the rest of her memories to Shu. And then on top of that, you've got the sister, Kana, who seems to have lost control because she was watching her brother's interactions with women, and then that just made her go crazy. And she wants to now kill him or fight him.
That last fight between Kana and Shu and Kisara and Sharon and Ayano just should not have happened. That fight was a fight of literally gratuity. It was there just to look cool. And don't get me wrong, the fight did look sick. It was a great fight. I suggest you watch it. It was actually alright. But plot-wise, it was pointless. Because at the end of the day, Kana's whole purpose is to see her big brother. The moment she saw him, that should have been a dialogue. A coming to Jesus moment, a hug and tears. Do you get what I mean? And don't worry, Kana, I'll look after you, I'll protect you. End of anime. But somehow it turned into a big brawl. If you're gonna make it into a fight, when all of the other guys are shooting at her, she didn't even flinch. That's when she should have been aggressive. Like, why am I being attacked here? And then it would have made sense, but that wasn't the case. She was way overpowered. And so there was absolutely no threat that anyone could put on her. So absolutely no need for this fight in the end, but it happened, and yeah.
By the end of this anime, I find that I don't understand why any of the characters would be doing anything that they're doing, and that is down to the complete lack of character development. None of the characters had any real development. Yes, we had like a sort of interactions between characters, so we knew that Kisara wanted to be with Shu. We knew that Shu and Ayano had this weird relationship where he was forgetting memories from it, and we knew that Ayano didn't want to give up on him, but there is still no character development. All of the characters are very hollow. I don't know who any of them are, and therefore I don't understand why they would be doing any of their actions, because none of it makes sense to me from a character standpoint. On top of that, I don't know why Kana wanted to kill everyone. Why did Kisara bother to take Shu's memories in the first place? Why does Shu want to seal his sister he's looked for this whole time instead of contract with her or calm her the down? Why wasn't Kana just killed instead of hidden by the government when they knew she was a gateway? They knew exactly what she was and exactly what Asmodeus was going to do, and that this was something that was pretty much inevitable, and they didn't even attempt to kill her and get rid of her. How did the kiss give Kisara power when the contract had been cancelled at the end? He kissed her and she got all this power. The contract's over. That's the only reason why kisses would actually give her power, so therefore that shouldn't have even happened. And why keep chasing a guy willing to give away every single memory of you together? And then at the end, it seemed as if Shu didn't love Ayano at all. He wanted Kisara. So confused by that, because I didn't really get that vibe throughout the entire anime, and if that was the case, why couldn't he just tell Ayano from the beginning, just tell her, look, I'm not really interested in you, it was good while it lasted, but right now I'm actually trying to move on with somebody else, instead of leaving her to believe that the only reason why you guys aren't together is because memories are missing. But even now that you have your memories, you still got the same energy? What the hell? I think we need to get to the verdict.
Okay.
No, chip in. Go ahead.
She was a boy. Like, what the like, what do you mean? Like, this guy's the ultimate boy. He's there, smashing everything he can just to get his sister. And, like, we're glossing the fact that Kisara is related to him. We're completely glossing that fact that She is his ancestor. It's not a joke. So the plot's complicated. The character development is all there but motive. Motive and actual intellectual integrity of the plot doesn't exist in this sense because there's too many holes. But yeah, Ruka's right. Let's get to the verdict, fam.
So, was this hot or a waste of time?
I'm gonna have to push for waste of time. Like, don't get me wrong, there were good sequences, there was a good rabbit to chase, but all ends led to nowhere, really. And sorry, it's a waste of time for me. It's definitely a not for me.
This one was definitely a waste of time, and I think I gave you a big, massive list of why. The first episode started off really good. Then I felt like it kind of started to fall off, and then it started to get good again, and I was getting my interest back, and then they just effed it in the last 2.5 episodes to the point where there was just no... 2 episodes? 3 episodes? Last 3 episodes was just a bust. Like, the whole thing was a bust. Goodbye, waste of time, don't watch, give it a miss, save yourself.
On that note,
don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and get to our Bomb Anime Insta. Check us out.
And if you made it this far, we really do appreciate you.
Peace.